Greetings and salutations. I am Sean D. Francis, and this is the 9th video in the Campaign Builder Workbook video series, where we take the Campaign Builder Workbook and build a unique campaign setting as an example for a guide to help other people build their campaign settings. We are almost through. We're now going to be detailing the country on the country tab of the workbook. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it is time to kind of take a look back. Don't know which way to point. And take a look at the other videos. This is a serial. You can't start in the middle. You kind of have to start from the beginning and catch up. I'm sorry, I didn't plan it out to be unique individual pieces of content. It is all one giant long video divided up for your convenience. So let's get into our workbook, and there it is. So we're going to start detailing the country of Illustria. Oh, let's get to the top of that. We'll bring this over. Oh, there's no nice, easy way of doing that, is there? Well, we'll figure that out. Okay, key cities. The largest city in the country. So this will probably be the capital city. Doesn't have to be, but in general, it makes it easy if it is the capital or politically powerful. The largest city in the country. Here, and instead of, I went to a fantasy city name generator and got these. So we have Alamarie. Kind of liked that name. The city that Everspire is the regional city that we spoke about in the region, or actually in the village where we're talking about. Or was it in the region? No, it was in the region. The largest city of the region, Everspire. So then the next city that we want to talk about, Verora, and then Caro and Estrogen. So, and let's shrink this down just a touch. And again, we're talking about how far away from our starting village are these locations. And I want the capital to be far away. I want it to be something that it is unreasonable for anybody of Blackrock Keep to casually have visited the capital. So this is a 30-day walk from the village. Everspire, we know, is 9 days away. Verora, that's in an entirely different region. We'll put that at 19. Carag, we'll put that at, it's probably in a different direction, but 17. Estriand, let's put that at 25. So this is just, we're laying out a map, and this is how far away things are from each other. This is days walking. This is just 8 hours of natural walking. You can obviously go faster than that. You can walk longer than that. You would take points of exhaustion. Horses move faster than this, so riders could definitely ride make these trips much faster. So we're just talking about your everyday peasant walking on the road and how long it takes them. From there we can make other calculations of how long it would take to get between these locations. Okay, now we're talking about the leader of our great country of Illustria, Garant the Harmless Dupret. How did Garant the Harmless Dupret become leader? So we've already kind of done the noble inherited the throne kind of thing. I want to throw some political drama into this. And Garant had an older sister who is missing in action, who disappeared mysteriously. The older sister should have inherited the throne. So she was the rightful ruler, but she is missing. So missing older sister. Crown went to him. So she's gone. She's supposed to inherit the throne. The throne then passes on to him. So you can imagine there's some turmoil, that there's probably people that were supporting her and were in her coterie, ready to assume power, and then she disappears and the throne goes to him. And that he's ill-prepared, maybe. He was not being groomed to lead. Maybe he had other interests, and that is where we're at now in the kingdom, and maybe why he earned the nickname the Harmless. So who is Geraint the Harmless Dupree's biggest rival nemesis? And let's spell nemesis correctly. That is annoying. Biggest rival. You know, we haven't mentioned much of the city of Zixer. So let's say there's a Count Cordry of Zixer, who's rival nemesis. I'm not sure what that looks like. I'm not sure why they're rivals yet. Luckily, we don't have to know right off the bat, but we just know that maybe they have spies, maybe they are always trying to gather information about each other, or at least he's trying to gather information about Count Cordry. So, well, it's a thread. It's a thread that we can build on. So who is Geraint the Harmless Dupree's biggest ally friend? We're going to Baron Rothgar. So Baron Rothgar has made it clear that he wants to marry Geraint's daughter and to lead the country by her side. But he's not malicious about it. He's not scheming, at least not directly scheming to overthrow the king. It's one of those things where he's a loyal subject of Geraint the Harmless, so he's just waiting it out, and as a loyal subject with a sizable military force, he is definitely somebody that Geraint the Harmless turns to and respects, and they're definitely friends. So who is Geraint the Harmless' main advisor? This is where we get to start defining the agents of the kingdom, and we don't have to worry about motives and goals and that, but just these are just the extra powerful NPCs. So I have a Counselor Martak. I know nothing about this counselor, just know that's the main advisor. And the main military advisor, we want another general. So there's our military advisors, General Simonov. I'm not, again, we don't have to know anything more than who they are. The players will not be encountering these NPCs anytime soon in your campaign. But if you get in a position of like, oh, who would be doing that? Who would be the driving force behind that? Why is this happening? You have these NPCs that you can fall back to and say, oh, that sounds like something Counselor Martak would be behind. Or, oh, that's a General Simonov kind of thing. What is Geraint the Harmless Dupree's most notable physical trait? Bright red hair. Let's give it up for the gingers. Most notable personality trait? He's affable. Eager to please. So I'm already thinking that he doesn't feel like this role belongs to him. That he wasn't ever supposed to be on the throne. And he's been on the throne for a while. I'm not saying that this all just happened immediately. Like, He's been there for quite some time, but he's never fully felt like it was his. He's always felt like he was holding on to the throne for his sister. And what does he want to accomplish in the near future and beyond? Let's see, he's dealing with a famine, or on the verge of a famine. But we're going to deal with that in the next line. So, in terms of, let's make it clear, he wants to know what happened to his sister. So that is his immediate concern, and his long-term concern is securing peace, securing permanent peace with Palantir. At least I think that was the Palantir, yes. So how is Garrett the Harmless addressing drought, famine, feeding the people, taxing industries, importing food, investing in experimental farms. So that could be a whole interesting adventure encounter. What's being grown on these experimental farms? There's a whole section of the monster manual on plant-like monsters, and I think this could be an interesting place to explore those monsters. How is Garrett the Harmless addressing the open warfare with Palantir? So, running military drills, sending out more patrols, diplomatic overtures. Yeah, well, that's pretty much all you need to know about that. Okay, our recent history. What event had the most profound effect on the country? This will be the crowning of the monarch 22 years ago. Who was affected by this event? We're going to say the supporters of his sister. And what are the lasting effects of this event? There's rumors of foul play. And the king, the monarch, the leader is insecure about his position. Okay, ancient history. We already established that part of this kingdom was once part of a dwarven kingdom. So we're going to say that the other part of the kingdom was basically controlled by orcs. So the significant event in this country's ancient history was Dwarven War with the orcs. And what are the signs of this event still experienced by the people? We're gonna have the dwarves of the kingdom feel like they have lost honor, and we have ancient battleground sites. So there's entire areas of the country where these battles took place. Okay, so we have some time to get into the adventure hooks, and let's plow through this. Our first adventure hook is the abandoned village. So why has no one visited this location recently? It's going to be a remote village. It's another village way out on the outskirts of the kingdom. Why would somebody visit this location now? Just part of a periodic visitation. So maybe it's a merchant, maybe it's a cleric. We're going to say periodic visitation of a cleric. What is there to challenge an adventurer? Abandoned village. Like, why is it abandoned? Why are people no longer there? I'm going to say this is the work of a necromancer. We haven't done much undead stuff, and this will be a good, large undead threat. What is there to reward an adventure? The village. I'm going to say it's just knowledge. Knowledge is the reward. And who knows of this location? Well, the cleric and nearby villagers. The geographic obstacles to get to this location. There really isn't any. It's a village. It has a good road leading to it. No real obstacles. It's just far away. So distance. Well, let's say distance. The dangers of traveling to this location, just random encounters. Since it's a remote village, it doesn't get a lot of patrols on the roads, so there's bandits and other beings that could be threatening. So let's move on to the dungeon. Why has no one visited this location recently? Because it's hidden. Why would somebody visit this location now? Exploration. The secret of its location has finally been revealed. Secret. What is there to challenge an adventurer? Let's see. We have undead. I don't want to do undead again. Do I even know what this dungeon necessarily is? No. We'll have to flesh that out a bit more, but I'm going to say that this is an earth elemental location. So earth elementals. So we're talking Dao, Zorn, gargoyle types. That's going to be the main challenge of this area. And the adventure is treasure and magic. And who knows of this location? No one. This is going to have to be a discovered location. Uncovered from another adventure, from another quest. There'll be mention of this mysterious location and something going on at that location, and that will drive people to visit it. But the geographic obstacles to get to this location it's buried. It will need excavated. I can't spell. So it's not going to be one of those things where the players can say, oh, we're going to this location. It's like, yeah, go to that location. They're going to have to hire people. They're going to have to dig it out. This means that the reward on the other side should be worth it on some level, but this is going to be an epic dungeon, and it's going to take maybe 2 months just to excavate it, and that excavation is going to have to be funded by the players or somebody else who wants this uncovered. And the adventures is just going to be, or the dangers of getting there is going to be random encounters. You know, it's just an obscure location, but it is a earth elemental temple of some sort. Not temple. We do a lot of temples, but an earth elemental connection to the prime material plane, portal. We'll figure that out. But it's buried, has to be excavated, not easy to get to, and the reward on the other side should be worth the effort. Our third adventure hook for the country of Illustria is a mysterious glow. Why has no one visited this location recently? It's far off over difficult terrain. Why would someone visit this location now? To investigate the mysterious glow. What is there to challenge an adventure? What is causing the glow? It could be a magical fire. It could be just magic. It could be... Oh, no. It's a cataclysm of some sort. So maybe there's a sorcerer, wizard type who is doing magic experiments. And something went wildly wrong. And now there's this mysterious glow on the horizon. What is there to reward an adventure? Knowledge, magic. Who knows about this location? Villagers near the glow. Geographic obstacles to get this location. I'm going to say it's across, like I said, it's far off difficult terrain. I don't want mountains down, a lot of mountains. Don't want forest, but what about swampland? And then the dangers, random encounters. And there we have it. That is the detail of the country mapped out. We have defined some cities. We have the detail of the leader of the country. We have an understanding of the recent history, the ancient history, and 3 adventure hooks, 3 adventures that could be run from this level. And these should be high-level adventures. These should be something that are entrusted to high-level, well-respected PCs who can take on powerful monsters, powerful entities. So we move on from this video into detailing our adventures. You don't need me to do that for your own. I'm just going to do it just to finish out the workbook, just to show you how I do the plotline kind of stuff. But I hope that you are enjoying this. If you are, please like the video, just so I get a sense of how many people are using these videos to use the workbook. I already know how many people are downloading or looking at the workbook, but it would be interesting to know the percentage of people who are using the workbook or have downloaded the workbook who now are looking at the videos to help them use the workbook. It'll just be an indicator to me if this is something I should do more often for a lot of the other tools for D&D I create. I'm Sean D. Francis. I would love if you connected with me about your campaign settings, how you're using this tool and that sort of thing. So I'm at Twitter at Sean D. Francis. You can email me at sean@seandfrancis.com. And I will see you in the next video.